Hello, everybody. Welcome on back to baseball here on youtube.com/SeanOsaurusRex. I'm Sean, 5 nights a week streaming baseball here on the channel. Welcome back. It's been a couple of days because I've been busy and other things have cropped up, but we're back in. We're back into a rhythm. I do have a Monday coming up soon. I have a Monday off, so we might, maybe it's a mega stream. I don't know. I shouldn't say anything. We only get one shot at the intro, Sean. Why are you talking so much? Let's jump into the baseball because that's what we're here to do. We have 4 games picked for you. I handpicked, actually, I think I just got one of them, and then the rest were wheel spins games. We almost got corroded again today, but I saw the pitching starter, and I was like, we're not watching that guy. Rangers and Red Sox are going to lead things off, then we'll head to Philadelphia for the Cubs and the Phillies. We'll go to Houston to watch the Marlins take on the Astros and the Athletics. We'll visit the Yankees, so we'll stay east. I think as far west as we're going is going to be Houston. Interesting. Let's jump on in, and we're going to just ignore that I had the wrong thing up there. We just do that. Nope, now it's even wronger. Okay, there we go. 3 sports things on top of each other. Not super helpful. Let's jump in. View today's games. Red Sox and Rangers. We get a fresh batch of games tomorrow. But seriously, what I was thinking about doing was that day I have off. We're a little behind where I would like to be right now, so I need to figure out if I can do like a mega all day, just kind of stream. The problem is that could go anywhere from like 7 to 39 hours with how this game works. So maybe that might be something that we do. I was considering maybe doing it in blocks, like start at 8 and then go 8 to whatever, and then do another one at 1 and then do another one at 6. But at some point you're running over your own content to, like, I don't know what the point would be. The Rangers are out of it at 24-37. The Red Sox kind of out of it at 29-33. We'll try to highlight each one of the teams one more time before we get through the rest of this, because there are only a couple of weeks left, and we get 4 games a day. And I know that we've been watching a lot of Colorado Rockies baseball. We don't need to feature them in every single one, though they aren't featured today because of the Braves starting pitcher. Let's get you introduced to the Texas Rangers lineup. Matt Kemp is the center fielder. Ian Desmond is at shortstop. Jay Bruce in right. Dan Ugla at second. Mike Napoleon Dynamite at the catching position. Milton Bradley in left. Adam LaRoche at first. Brendan Bosch is your DH. And Ian Stewart is at third. Thank you, everybody, for joining me. Happy Monday. Got a comedy video going up for you tomorrow. Maybe a short. We have a gameplay trailer reaction. That'll happen. I'm not sure if it'll be live or recorded. I'll probably just record it and put it up. And maybe some quick thoughts. We get pre-orders for MLB The Show 26 tomorrow as well. Brian Mast is 4-4 with a 6.19 ERA. 12 games with 32 innings pitched. 44, 17, 31 hits, walks, and strikeouts. Don't forget to fill out your March Mascot Madness brackets. I see the 1 entry in there already. Matt Kemp is going to be leading things off. I guess I have more housekeeping than I realized. So we have March Mascot Madness. That's tipping off February 27th at noon Pacific time. I might do, again, like an extra stream for like a couple hours on that Friday, just to let people get brackets in at the last possible second. Thursdays and Saturdays, you're getting random matchups. I'll have enough teams to do a bunch of random matchups. Yeah, maybe we'll do that. And then hopefully, if I can get back on schedule, hopefully the 27th will be the final day of the regular season. But if it's not the worst thing in the world. That one gets away from the catcher. Shuffles the feet. 1 and 2 the count here. Welcome on in, everybody. And then obviously, I guess last but not least, maybe not obviously, last but not least, big stream March 13th is we'll be playing MLB The Show 26 all day. Hopefully we'll have some fun with that. So I'll try to slide over a little bit more so I'm a little more centered. Ooh, gets the swing and the miss on a pitch outside of the zone. It was low, and he went fishing for it as we get the swing track. Perfect swing timing on a pitch that he just wasn't going to be able to get to. Saw the 91-mile-an-hour four-seam fastball timing-wise, but I dove low. Ian Desmond will be number hitter number 2. Facing off against the lefty. Just underway here in Boston for game 1 of 4 today as the lefty fires low and inside for a ball. Depending on the roadmap for MLB The Show 26, we might be taking a look at some of those gameplay breakdowns and whatever. Those might be live streams. That is fouled away. Or maybe they'll just be shorts and I'll give quick thoughts on them. Could also be a way to do that. Here's a 1-1 outside for a ball. Here comes the 2-1, the lefty toward the plate and misses low. 3-1. How aggressive does Desmond want to be here in a 3-1 count? Typically the CPU pretty aggressive in a 3-1 count. Though it has seemed to get more patient as the season has worn along. I still like it. And he loved it right there. Going to the deep corner, but it's not even going to hit the warning track. Out number 2 to the center fielder. If it's the same center fielder, if it's Christian Liu out there for the Red Sox, he has had some adventurous games here at home. Out there in center field. It's been interesting to watch. 2 gone for Texas here in the top half of the first. That is low for a ball. Lefty winds and fires. That one just misses outside. I think you'd really like to try to go after this left-handed hitter. Ooh, thought about it. Appeal down to first. He did not go. I don't want you to set up a screensaver. I just want you to. There's a lefty. Oh, I guess we do actually have some Mariners news to talk about, since that actually directly affects me with the MLB The Show stuff. I'm glad that I looked at my phone there for a second. Another 3-1 count to the hitter. See how aggressive he wants to be. He'll be pretty aggressive. That's out toward left field. And that just drifts foul. About 3 rows deep. The report is that the Cardinals trade Donovan to the Mariners in three-team deal as we look at a strikeout there. And we'll actually get back to this here in just a moment. We'll introduce you to the Boston Red Sox, so we can talk about that a little bit. Does actually directly impact my season. Drew Stubbs is in center field, so it's not Christian Liu. We'll see how that benefits or detracts for Boston. The pros and cons there. Drew Stubbs in center, Adrian Beltre at third, Jason Hayward in right, Carlos Lee in left, Benji Molina behind the dish, Justin Smoke at first, Jason Bartlett at shortstop, Wes Helms the DH, and Blake DeWitt the second baseman. Is it possible? I don't remember if Christian Liu was a righty or a lefty batter. Maybe it's a lefty pitcher for the Rangers. Wandy Rodriguez, 5-5, a 4.19 ERA, 12 starts, 34.1 innings pitched, 32, 20, 32. Hits, walks, and strikeouts. There is your defensive lineup for the Texas Rangers. Let's get back to our report here. This is from Tom Renewski and Brian McWilliam on the score. Seattle Mariners have landed an impact bat on the trade market. Seattle acquired all-star second baseman Brendan Donovan from the St. Louis Cardinals in a 3-team swap that also included the Tampa Bay Rays. As the sources told ESPN's Jeff Passan. Cardinals sent Donovan to the Mariners for prospects Sejante, Gerongolo. I'm not sure how to pronounce his first name. It's the switch pitcher. He was pitching for Everett last year. It was a lot of fun. And Ty Pete and his 2026 competitive balance round B draft pick, while the Rays shipped minor league outfielder Colton Ledbetter. That is hit out towards center field, and that will be an out. Tampa Bay. Oh. What? Where'd the Ledbetter name go? Okay, there it is. Meanwhile, the Rays shipped the minor league outfielder Colton Ledbetter and a 2026 competitive balance round B draft pick. That's a mouthful. To St. Louis, according to Passan, who adds Tampa Bay got third baseman Ben Williamson from Seattle. That is a strike, but it looked a little bit low. So St. Louis really makes out in this deal. They get 2 draft picks and 3 prospects. It's in for a strike. Donovan could provide the Mariners with a replacement at second for Jorge Polanco, who signed with the New York Mets in free agency. However, Seattle views Donovan as a viable third baseman and intends to give prospects Colt Emerson and Cole Young opportunities during spring training to make the opening day roster, according to Adam Jude of the Seattle Times. Donovan's the latest player to be traded by the Cardinals, who have already dealt Nolan Arenado, Wilson Contreras, and Sonny Gray. 29-year-old. That must be going back to Donovan. /287, 353, 422 with 10 home runs, 32 doubles, and 50 RBIs in 118 games for the Cardinals last season. Versatile defender who's played all over the infield with outfield in his career. Arbitration eligible. Sajante is the 7th-ranked prospect in the Mariners minor league system last season. 22-year-old was selected 15th overall. Seattle planned to use him exclusively as a right-hander during his first MLB camp this spring before the reported trade. Okay. I don't know. I don't know if I love the trade, if I'm being honest. Because it's not like if you trade Ben Williamson, who played a little bit of third base last year, and then you bring in Donovan and sign back Eugenio Suarez, then okay, I think you can make it work. It makes sense to me. But then you didn't sign the third baseman that you traded for last year. You traded the third baseman who was fine, at least, in the early part of the season. And now you're just bringing in a second baseman to give 2 guys opportunities in spring training. One of the guys, Cole Young, was already up and has a walk-off hit. Oh, that's into the outfield. Wow. Okay, and the game cut it off. Like Cole Young played and had a walk-off hit. Maybe in his first game. And you're going to go, okay, now you're going to have a chance. Like, you've already been up here, man. What? I think Donovan will have a breakout year, to be honest. Okay. I like it. I like the positivity. How old is he? I just read it. That's outside for a ball. 29-year-old. A versatile defender. But I guess he's what? He's a lefty, right? It's in for a strike. The lefty winds and fires at his low for a ball. So a runner in scoring position after Texas failed to capitalize on turning a double play. This game does love punishing teams for not converting those double plays. That ball is fouled away to make it a full count. Here's a payoff pitch. I mean, for the Mariners' sake, I hope Donovan, they have a strikeout right there on the low outside corner. For the Mariners' sake, I hope Donovan has a breakout year. Nothing going for Texas or Boston through one. We are scoreless. Ugla, Napoleon Dynamite, and Bradley. Go Mariners coming up for the Rangers. Let's take the picture. So here we go. And the top of the second is going to be hit to a diving third baseman. Nice stop. Fires strongly across the diamond. One pitch, one swing. Not a guaranteed out. Too often we see like easy pop-ups or easy ground outs. That at least was a nice play by the third baseman. To get the first one. There is a strike to batter number 2. It is low for a ball. One and one. Lined hand the pitch, hit well, but sliced foul. Ooh, that's into the upper deck. That was an early foul call. I wasn't ready for it. Yeah, 29, but he's in his prime. From being one of the better players on a bad team to a contender, as we see a strikeout there. Contender like Seattle, I think it'll be better for him to be overall big help with the Mariners. Okay, I like the thought process. I see where you're coming from. I guess I didn't realize how good he was on the Cardinals team that was not very good. Here's the lefty ready to wind and fire. 2 outs here in the top of the second. As we catch up on Mariners trade news. One and oh. The wind in the pitch on the inside gets a strike. Oh, can we look at his? Can you look at his card on? What's it? MLB The Show? Do I have that app? I do. Choose title, MLB The Show. Oh, I have to sign in. That's foul. I was going to look at his card. Here we go. Can we search? Oh, hold on. I'll buy that now. Yeah, St. Louis is rebuilding. My brother got picked by them in the Rule 5 draft. What? That's awesome. So we're excited to see that they are planning to have him help the rebuild. Oh, that's so cool. Hell yeah. Congrats to him. What was I looking at? Purchase. We wanted to go home. Roster updates. Why does this seem so bad? Oh, here we go. Are we looking at Donovan? Okay, reset. Hold on. Gotta grab a name spelling here. Dotson Eugenio signing with his old team, the Reds. Yeah, Ryan Murphy is the name. Oh, very cool. There's a swinging strike for strike 3. I can't believe he went back there for just 1 year and $15 million. I also can't believe the Mariners didn't try to re-sign him for 1 year for $15 million. And then they did the trade that they did today. So, Donovan. Okay, hold on. Donovan. Okay, Brandon Donovan. He's a gold. Can I look at the card? at all. So it looks like he's a primary second baseman, secondary first, third, shortstop. Okay. He's an 80 overall, gold fielding, silver hitting. That's good contact versus righties. Not the most powerful guy. Not super fast either. Okay. Right in the middle of the road. Holy moly. I don't know what happened upstairs, but that was a lot. What trade did the Mariners do? Brendan Donovan's coming to the Mariners, and then a bunch of prospects are going to the Cardinals, and a couple of draft picks are going to the Cardinals, and then Ben Williamson from the Mariners is going to the Tampa Bay Rays. To second for 1, fires to first in time for 2. 3-team trade, yeah. LaRoche, Bosch, and Stewart. We're heading... What are we heading? Top 3 already? Ryan Donovan. Alright, scoreless here in Boston. There's a Ryan Donovan in there somewhere. Strike 1 to the lefty. Left on left matchup as we're hanging out today. Thanks everybody for stopping by. Don't forget to give the video a thumbs up if you are enjoying it. Subscribe if you're new. And if you want to watch mascots play basketball, that's coming up soon. So fill out your bracket today. I should put that as a link down there. Can you put your own... That's it out. What am I looking at? Can you put your own... Can you put links to your own video in a YouTube chat? Or not in a chat. A description. I can at least put the challenge link there. Right back to the picture. Boy, nobody's getting anything going on here. Yeah, here it is. Put this. Copy that. We'll throw it. Got UCLA winning it. Nice. Nice. Okay, we'll throw this. There we go. Well, thank you for filling out a bracket. Brother Ryan was just on the Giants. Double A with Richmond. Oh. 0-1. 2 outs here in the top of the third. I think we only have, what, 1 hit? We have a batter got walked for the Red Sox. Oh, you know what? Did we watch this series recently? I think this game... We watched it last time? Yeah, we watched it last time we oh, no. Maybe it's the time before then. Nope, it was yesterday. Last time I streamed. Last time I streamed this game, it nearly broke me in half. It's the same problem. Neither team is batting particularly well. And all of a sudden, like, we just... the Red Sox had... They had runners on second in the first 3 innings, and they couldn't score them. It was wild. To play with Richmond. Fill out your bracket, too? Oh, thank you. Awesome. Awesome, awesome. Hopefully, without breaking everything, I'll take a look at my thing here. I think I need to finish out that other one. 2 predictions, awesome. Thank you everybody so much for doing that. Got to play with Bryce Eldridge. This guy's going to be a future MVP. That is looped out to right field, but nothing doing there. Okay. I appreciate when my YouTube live stream is so far behind. Okay. Will somebody do something, please, offensively? Is Eldridge going to be up on the MLB level this year? I had his prospect card on my Diamond Dynasty for a while. That is hit well. The right fielder might have it. It's caught. Oh, no. I forgot how stupid this game was last time when we watched it. I forgot how dumb it was. If I had remembered, I would have vetoed this stupid matchup. YouTube latency is way behind the times. Yeah, it's bad. Oh, we're going extras. I forgot about this. I avoided the Corota problem, but I walked right into this issue. The good news about it is that we're breezing through it pretty quickly because there's only been like 2 total base runners. Bryce Eldridge? Yes, Bryce Eldridge had a card. He was a prospect card. Really early. I think I got him on day 1, probably. Maybe that first week. Sometimes you can look at things as like really good defense. And the Red Sox have had some pretty good defense over at third base. You can also look at it as Texas is swinging at everything and can't do anything. Ian Desmond 0 for 1. As we're here in the top of the 4th. Well, we can look him up. I forgot that app existed. Thought about it. No appeal down to first. Pretty sure it was a gold card, yes. Oh, Eldridge has a diamond 97. That's up the third baseline foul. It's a pipeline card. If I said prospect, I meant pipeline. He also has a bronze team card or live series. I forget exactly what it's called. But we had the prospect part of the pipeline card. Oh, that's a tops now. Bryce Eldridge. What is it? First career MLB hit. Oh, okay, cool. Lefty winds and fires. Drilled at the third baseline, foul. He's only 19. Imagine having a card in MLB The Show at 19 years old. I didn't realize he was that young. It's a beard. He has a beard. A little bit of a beard. Oh, God. Golly. It's okay. It's okay. This game's not going to put you... I think that was the benefit of last time, too. Like, this game went to extras, and it was shorter than some games that played just the normal 3 innings. As he hits first base with a single out to center field. So Texas picks up their first hit of the game. Jay Bruce is 0 for 1 with a strikeout. That is low, but gets the strike call. He's very tall, taller than Judge. Wow. 0-2. 1 on, 1 out. Texas fouls that one away. Stays alive. Maybe he'll get to meet Aaron Judge if he comes out of spring training on the opening day roster. They get that very, very first game the Wednesday night like leadoff game or whatever it's called. Opening night. 1-2. Swung on and missed. Kind of a benefit there for Texas. At least he went down swinging and just one out instead of hitting into the double play. See what Dan Uggla can do here. Of course, if he's only 19 or 20, I'd have a hard time believing he makes the Major League roster, but you never know. Uggla takes a swing at it and fouls it away. 0-1. Wind and the pitch misses low for a ball. 1-1. Here comes the 1-1 hit. Foul off the weather tarp. One-two count. Ooh, nice take there. That looked pretty good coming out of the hand, but just drifted too far inside. 2-2. Lefty winds and fires, and that is going to be hit out to center field. Do they push it to third? They're going to make the turn. Here's the throw in, and it is not in time. Safe. Runners on the corners. Texas looking to take a late lead here. Mike Napoleon Dynamite 0 for 1 with a strikeout. That is low for a ball. That's inside. Gets the call. Maybe it'd be a ball, but gets the inside edge for the strike call. 1-1. 2 on, 2 gone. Here's the wind and the pitch. Big swing and a miss on a pitch in the dirt. Good change. Good way to change the eye level. 1-2. That is way outside. Lefty is set, readies and fires. Gets the swing and the miss, so Texas puts a man in scoring position just 90 feet away from taking the lead, but they cannot come up with the key hit that they need. Beltre, Hayward, and Lee coming up for Boston here. You wonder if the second time through the lineup can do Boston a little bit of good here. Adrian Beltre, who played for the Texas Rangers at the time, steps to the plate. He'll miss that. He'll take that pitch low for a ball. And Beltre with another nice take. That one misses low for a ball as well. 2-0. It is indeed 2-0. And that's inside for a ball. 3-0. Here's the wind and the pitch. That's got to be a hands-off controller take right there. Just let it go. Take the strike on the outside. Best case scenario, it's a leadoff walk. Worst case scenario, it's 3-1. And that is on the outside edge as well. Here's the payoff pitch. Puts a swing under that one, but got a little too far under it. Skies it out to left field, and there is out number one. So it did not take a swing at the first 5 pitches. Rangers pitcher does do a good job of making sure that he throws a competitive pitch with that payoff pitch and gets him to fly out to left. Jason Hayward takes a ball inside, 1-0. That is outside. I thought that would be a ball. We've seen a few pitches that he's thrown kind of similar to that have missed him and called the ball, but that was a strike. 1-1. Hayward's going to push that out to the left field corner. It'll hit the it'll get close to the 310 marker. It's a sliding double and the winning run at second base. Carlos Lee 0 for 1 with a strikeout today. Has an opportunity to be the hero. Send the Boston fans home happy. Lefty steps into it. That's kind of a dangerous pitch, but it's so kind of so bad it's good, but in the favor of the pitcher, where like not a strike, but not hittable. That one maybe a little too hittable, but might have jammed him just a touch on the inside. Drills it foul. It's 1-1. The lefty winds. There's the pitch. Gets the outside corner for a strike. 1-2. The 1-2 is fouled away. Stays alive. Sorry, that's right. Stays alive to look at another pitch. And that's high. 2-2. And that's high for ball 3. So we're really good. I mean, those last couple it takes really making that foul ball, fighting it off to stay alive, look even better. Here's a payoff pitch coming. The winning run on second. Nice job to just foul it off too early on that one. It looked early. Here's another payoff pitch. Here's the wind. Way outside for ball number 4. Really nice at bat there. Works the walk and 2 on now. 43 days until MLB 26. Woohoo! $39 for us sickos who are willing to pay extra. That is hit out towards center field. It's going to be caught. The tumbling animation is going to give the runner from second the time to get to third safely. Had just enough air on it. It's a good defensive play there. Sticks with it. You give up just the 90 feet and rather than the game-winning run. A bit of a bold play. That is in for a strike. Hope the WCB mode is actually fun. I hope so too. I wonder when we will hear more about that. That is a strike. Go outside corner. 0-2. We just saw Texas have a runner 90 feet away from scoring. That is game. Boston wins 1-0. And that will do it. A walk-off win for the Red Sox to get things started. And it took right about what you would think a 3-inning game would take. But these teams were both very aggressive swinging the bat. Led to a lot of very, very easy outs for defenses. And Brian Masters goes 4 innings, gives up 2 hits, and strikes out 7 in just 4 innings for Boston. He wins and improves to 5-4. Wandy Rodriguez falls to 5-6. I'm thinking about hamburgers. I'm over here going, Wendy's. Up Hero to the Show character could be selected and play in the WBC every 3 years too. Ooh. Boston earns the sweep. They only won games 5-0. No ERA. Not a great game not a great series for either side. Probably why they're both out of it. Hey, the Blue Jays beat the Orioles. We'll get the Yankees later. This AL East got kind of interesting, but then the Orioles and the Blue Jays kind of battled each other, and I think it was just a 3-game set, so Toronto won 3-1, or 2-1, excuse me. Let's head to Philadelphia to watch the Cubs and the Phillies. Game 2 of 4 tonight. Are those lyrics from the song? I'm not sure what you're talking about. Yeah, hopefully there is good integration between For Road to the Show and the World Baseball Classic stuff. But we shall see. Welcome on into Philadelphia. Chicago is 31-31. The Phillies are 37-24, battling for that number 1 spot in the NL. I think they would have it at this point. Who's a hidden team I think that actually has more wins? Well, it's Philly, it's Florida, and it's Colorado. Chicago Cubs look like this. Center fielder Michael Bourne, followed by left fielder Martin Prado. Shortstop is Troy Tulowitzki. Right fielder J.D. Drew. Behind the dish is Josh Thole. Derek Barton at first. Travis Ishikawa is the DH. Alberto Castro at third. And Ricky Weeks at second. Oh, okay. Flipping the thumbnail. That's what I'm doing. That's what I'm doing. Tommy Hanson, 7-4 with a 4.10 ERA. 12 games with 37.1 innings pitched. 38, 17, and 29 hits, walks, and strikeouts. Michael Bourne getting things led off for us in the top of the first. The righty is ready and misses that pitch outside. We're underway here in Philadelphia for game number 2. Count is 1-0. And that's inside 2-0. So not a great start here for the Phillies pitching wise. And a good, nice, patient at bat to start things off for the Chicago Cubs. That's in for a strike. They would never pick that song. I couldn't tell you a single song that was on there. MLB The Show 25 soundtrack. That's outside for a ball. Three and one. And that is on the outside edge for a strike. 3-2. Immediately a full count. Here comes a payoff pitch. That is high for ball 4. So he will head to first base, and not a great start for the Phillies pitching. It was off to kind of a bad start for the Phillies pitching, but issuing a walk to get things going. It's not where you want to be. Pardon me. That is fouled away. I do have to turn off the music for stream. That's true. That's true. I mean, to be fair, I couldn't tell you a sound, like, much. I didn't really tell you anything about any of the soundtracks from any sports game. I think Madden 07 had a good one, maybe. But I don't know. Here comes the 1-1. They're going to put the runner in motion. It's going to be a bad decision. The throw was so bad it was good for the catcher. That pitch sailed high and outside. Popped the catcher up so he just caught it and threw it. Shout out to the very late dirt slide sound in my left ear. Here comes the 2-1. Low for a ball. So again, pretty far behind this batter, a 3-1 count. And, he gets maybe a bit of a generous strike call there on the low inside corner. Another full count, so a long inning here for the Philadelphia Phillies pitcher. Here's the payoff pitch. It's inside and issues his second walk, so it makes the steal attempt look even worse because you would have had 2 on just via walks. Instead, you just have the 1 because he got a little aggressive on the base paths. I always turn it off too many lame songs, and I ain't going through the songs in the jukebox mode to figure out and turn off the bad ones. Yeah. The soundtracks have definitely become an afterthought. And I feel after, like, it'd be like NBA 2K or Madden would be like the upper echelon, and then you kind of have, like, the lower levels of, like, NHL and MLB. I'm kind of surprised that they even pay rights fees for the music at this stage in the game. One and two. 1 on, 1 gone here. Finally, by the way, ahead of the batter after that ball, or that pitch does miss for a ball. That makes it 2-2. That is outside. He has issued another full count to the batter. Ahead 1-2 and 2 good takes by Tulowitzki, and all of a sudden he's looking at a payoff pitch. Has not been successful with these so far. And that'll finally change as he is able to get the swing and miss. Out number 2, J.D. Drew steps up. If I want to listen to music, sports video games are not my go-to medium these days. Well, the soundtracks aren't like varied and eclectic or anything. It's a lot of songs that to the naked ear sound very similar when you're flipping through menus. But with Spotify, like, oh, the first baseman just didn't get the ball. Okay. All right. MLB 11, you strike again. All right, hold on. We got to take a look at that replay. What in the world happened there? Because we see this every once in a while, and it's annoying. Maybe as annoying as my controller, but... So he comes off. He just runs right by it. Where's his... I mean, the ball... That's right, what? Right at his head? That's out number 3. Radio in GTA 6 will be pretty wild, I bet, though. Well, they have money. They got money for that. I think people... That's rolled up the first base line, but foul. That's the thing people will actually be excited to look at. Like, what's the Chatterbox FM gonna be? What's the... You think they're gonna do, like, rollout reveals for that, or what? Man, there is so much interesting stuff surrounding GTA 6 because we haven't had a GTA in over a decade. And the internet and the way video games are talked about is so different than it was last time they released a game. God, that's wild to think about. 0-2. 2 on, 2 gone. Fouls it away to stay alive. Like, when does the marketing for that game start ramping up? That's low. Do we believe that they're going to hit that November release date? I don't. I'd rather have another Red Dead. Yeah. That is a rolled foul. Red Dead occupies such a great area of no one else can do this the way you can, whereas we have open world crime games all over the place. I wonder if we will ever get a Red Dead Redemption 3. 1 and 2. Looking for the put-away pitch here, and that is fouled away. Spoiled it. We'll do it again. The game came out in 2018, so Red Dead Redemption 2 is almost 8 years old, 7 years old. Eight years between the first two. That is hit well out to the gap in right center field, and that is off the wall. Oh, pardon me. The Cubs cost themselves a run as they are going to actually leg out a triple. A 2-out, 2 RBI triple. Boy, and if Chicago. Well, you know what? If the first baseman for Philly didn't, like, just not get the ball, it would have all been a moot point. Well, actually, no, that's not true. That's fouled away. Because it still would have just been out number... Well, which timeline are we working at? Oh, now we're all over the place. Now we're confused. Here's the righty to home plate. Fires that low for a ball. One and one. That is upstairs for a ball. Here comes the 2-1 low. This Phillies pitcher is working in this first inning. Another 3-ball count. A runner in scoring position. He's really only been able to get one out. The other one was because it was on a steal attempt. And thankfully for the Phillies, Chicago went with that steal attempt and it ended up being an out. Otherwise, it could be a 3-0 game with just one gone. That's fouled away. Oh, that's foul. 3 and 2. Here's the payoff pitch. Winds and fires outside for a ball. Another walk. The third walk of the inning for the Philadelphia Phillies. Travis Ishikawa batting .300. No home runs. 2 RBI, no stolen bases. See what he can do here with runners on the corners. So I should be appreciative that the Cubs are getting on the board early. That is low for a ball. One and 0. Here's the wind and the pitch. It is popped into foul territory. Catcher is waiting for it and gets out number 3. So a couple of outs that are a little on the luckier side. One bad break for Philadelphia's defense. We'll see what they can do here in the bottom of the first. Shin-Soo Choo will lead things off. We'll get you introduced to the rest of that lineup. He is the right fielder. I couldn't remember what position he played. The lefty will bat first, followed by Ronnie Belliard at second, Justin Morneau at first, Johnny Gomes in left, Jorge Posada behind the dish, Andres Torres is your center fielder, Brandon Inge at third, Gabe Kapler the DH, Nick Punto at the shortstop position. Barry Zito was 5-5 with a 4.68 ERA. 12 games, 32.2 innings pitched, 43, 13, and 25. Hits, walks, and strikeouts. Shin-Soo Choo, 5 home runs, 15 RBI, 4 stolen bases, a .297 average. See what he can do here to lead things off for the Phillies. Man, that was a long top of the first inning. Because not only were there a lot of at-bats, the at-bats themselves were long. Zito, yet another left-handed pitcher that we're taking a look at. Here comes the 1-0. It is on the outside edge for a strike. Pitcher winds and fires. That is hit so hard it broke the frames. It's up the first baseline, foul ball. One, 2. That is outside. 2-2. Lefty winds and fires, and that is low. Looks like it's just below the D's. That is a break for the Phillies. It looked like it was a pretty good pitch. But Zito does not get the strike 3. Instead, it's ball 3 in favor of Shin-Soo Choo. Here's a payoff pitch. So both these at-bats, or both these teams apparently just going to be standing up there forever. A nice eye there. I'm going to put a runner on first base. So leadoff walks to each side here in the first. One swing for the Phillies can tie it. He'll take a strike on the inside corner, 0-1. And a big swing and a miss there. Open 2. Zito readies, winds, fires, and that is foul at the third base line. Good break for the Phillies. That's probably a pretty easy double play for the Cubs defense, and all of a sudden the walk is totally wasted. And foul again up the third baseline. To be fair, the Cubs did waste their walk as well, so. They did manage to put up 2 runs. Zito gets the swing and the miss. Belliard. Swung on and missed. That pitch was low and out of the zone. So Justin Morneau will look to keep things going here. 1 on, 1 out. They'll check on the runner at first. He's safe as always. Or I guess as close to always as possible. 99.9% success rate for the runner to get back. Here's the wind and the pitch. It is in for a strike. It's that outside edge against the lefty. Interesting Phillies lineup with a couple of lefties in those top 3 bats against the lefty Barry Zito. Safe and almost threw his first baseman off the bag. Oh and 1. Foul away and make it 0 and 2. So let's see if he wants to go over before he throws a pitch toward home plate. He'll come home with it. And fouled back to the backstop. It was a pickoff attempt, pitch, pickoff attempt, pitch. The rare 2 pitches in a row. That is well outside. Nice eye by Morneau. Pitch did look pretty easy to take, but our angle sometimes can make things a little funky. 1 and 2. 1 on, 1 gone. Lefty comes to the plate, and that's going to split the defenders into right field. He will hold at second as they work station to station. Tying run aboard. Go ahead run at the dish. Did a nice job to get it out into right field. Johnny Gomes. So 2 runners on. Here's the first pitch. It is outside for a ball, 1 and 0. Boy, these 2 teams are playing a long first inning here. Missed high. I thought it was right at the letters, but they didn't. Two and 0. Here's the wind and the pitch. It is foul. Ooh, it had the distance, just didn't have the aim. It tucked into that little corner out there in left field. Left of the foul pole. Zito goes back inside. And they will call the infield fly rule. Jorge Posada, 360 average. 5 home runs, 17 RBI. That is in for a strike. Right at the knees. 2 outs here in the bottom half of the first inning. Lefty winds and fires. That's going to be rolled right into center field. It'll score at least 1. They're only going to go station to station behind him to throw. A little up the line, and it is a 2-1 ball game now. Andres Torres, 398 average, 5 home run, 13 RBI. In for a strike, low inside corner. Oh, and 1. Here's the wind and the pitch. Ooh, it's a curveball. He's going to get bailed out. It's a nice pitch. It works to his favor, but I don't think you want to try that tactic too many times. 2 hits for each team, but Philadelphia only scores 1 in the strike back inning. It's 2-1 heading to the top of the second. Cayespo, Weeks, and Bourne coming up for the Cubs as they're about to flip the lineup already. Now, if these innings could not go you know, 145 minutes, that'd be fantastic. Gets ahead of the batter, 0-1. Oh, the Phillies pitcher is a righty and induces a swing on pitch number 2, but the throw is not in time. Safe. Safe at first. Ricky Weeks steps up. Runner on first. That is foul at the first base line. And that's inside. Good take by Weeks. I was wondering if it might even drift inside and get him, but our angle, I think, makes that look a little bit closer. And this game is real weird with how it determines who gets hit. The whole thing's weird. Righty is ready and gets a swing and a miss. 1-2. Here comes a 1-2 outside for a ball. 2-2. Now, for the same reason that you would be okay with the fact that the innings were short in the last game, or there was no score in the last game because the innings were short, at least in this game, the innings may be long as he's not going to have a play at second, out at first. At least Chicago came up with some runs in the top half to open things up. Because if this was a situation where it was like, woof, we have like a ton of innings, or a ton of time in an inning and a half, and there's no run support, yikes. Now Philadelphia did score 1 as well. They very easily could tie it, so. Ooh, they're going to put the bunt down, but it trails foul. Actually got smacked foul pretty definitively. Here comes the 0-1. That's outside for a ball. Here comes the 1-1, 1 gone. That is going to get past the catcher. It's going to put a runner on third. And the inability to turn the double play in a bad pitch really gives Chicago an advantage here. Just 1 out. Here's the righty to the plate. It is outside for a ball. Three and 1. Stop me if you've heard that before from this pitcher. That'll get into right center field. The runner was a little delayed from advancing. They're going to try and go 2. The throw is in. It's cut off. He had enough strength to get there. He had enough arm to get that throw to second base. Oh, there was no reason for him to do that. It's so irritating. This game doesn't have the smoothness for you to be thinking that you can hit the cutoff, guys. Come on. And the Phillies are going to go to the bullpen. They're going to bring in a lefty of their own, Jeremy Affoldt. 11 games, a 2-1 record, 1 save, a 2.77 ERA, and 13 innings pitched. He has 2 walks and 7 strikeouts. Lefty fires a pitch inside for a ball. That is not what you were looking for. Going to the bullpen specifically to bring him in to mitigate the damage. Chicago reestablishes their 2-run lead, and they'll send the runner to third. He is safe. Wow, I thought that they had him. We'll take a look at the replay here. Yep, it's the animation. It's the catch animation just ruining everything. See how high he keeps it and then turns and then doesn't move it that much. Drops the tag too late. A couple different options for Chicago here to put a 4th run on the board. Wind and the pitch. Swung on and missed. The lefty to the plate, and it is, oh my goodness, it's another one of those dangerous curveballs. He's going to get bit. I guess he just came in from the bullpen. Hey, maybe don't do that. He did it again. Oops, he did it again. He threw the same pitch. What a dummy. Oh, baby, baby. That is rolled, and they're going to go home with it. And he is out. Down to first, but safe. That was actually not terrible. I like the way that... who are we watching? Phillies. One of the rare times that the Phillies throw home and it's not a collision play at the plate. It's just a nice tag. As that pitch misses low. Nice job by the Phillies defense. We'll see if that run saved comes around to help the Phillies haunt the Cubs. That's kind of 2 runs that they've cost themselves. I think you'd take a 2-out runner on third scenario over a 2-out runner on first scenario. Well, that pitch does not get the call either. Here comes the 3-0. A swing and a foul ball. And that'll be rolled to the first baseman, who makes the play that time and records the out. So, Chicago picks up a run in the top of the second, reestablishes their 2-run lead. It's 3-1. Inge, Kapler, and Puto coming up for the Phillies. Ow. Smacked my hand on my desk. My bad. Sorry about that. Lefty, a big curveball outside. He is the guy who's throwing a little bit more of those curveballs. I got it confused with the other pitcher, and it wasn't even a great confusion because the other pitcher had just come in. Lefty winds and fires. That one stays upstairs. Lefty is ready, winds in, fires. The pitch is splashed foul. Wow. That's hit well, but pulled foul. Another one of those pitches that we have seen Ooh, thought about a no appeal down to first. It is weird because we have seen a couple of pitches fired down that left field line. Just nobody can keep them fair down there. Full count. And he gets strike at number 3. Stop. Please stop hitting your hand on the table. Pitch well inside a four-seam fastball at 86 miles an hour. Not only was the pitch very far off the plate, but his swing timing was bad as well. Gabe Kapler batting .550, a couple of home runs, 6 RBI, and a stolen base. Looking to tie it here, maybe take the lead. Just kidding. Thought there was a runner on. There definitely wasn't. That was the previous inning. That's in for a strike on the inside edge. Don't know that the batter agrees with it, but he will pick it up and move on. 0-1. That is upstairs for a ball. 1-1. Zito's ready. Wines fires. That's not a strike. Hold on. Hang on. Apparently I gotta rub my eyes here. Was that? There's no way. That was low. Oh my goodness. Goodness gracious. Here comes the 1-2. We'll call it without my glasses. It is popped. Or rolled foul. Alright, we're back. We're back now with glasses. 1-2. Here's the wind and the pitch. It is hit well out toward left field. It is off the wall. So it should be a double, but the throw in's pretty strong. Safe. Do love the diving efforts we get from the defenders. There's a sense of urgency for them, especially if they can see the out. Seems like it's very effective. Nick Punto batting .308. So Phillies with 1 out, the tying run at the plate. That's going to be smacked up the middle. The runner will hit third. He is making the turn. Center fielder with the throw in. It is out. He's out, and it wasn't even his fault. The throw was so bad it was perfect. Oh my goodness. Phillies not catching a break on this one. Let's take a look at the replay. Shin-Soo Choo has worked a walk and scored a run. Just take a look and see. Oops. Yep, we came in right below him, huh? Okay, now you don't want to do anything. Got him right through the butt. That was a chainsaw. God, I mean, just such an offline throw that was good. That is high and inside for a ball to Shin-Soo Choo. Here comes the 1-0. It is low and outside. These pitchers need to find the strike zone. Please, I am begging you, throw some more competitive pitches. We are taking forever to get through 2 innings of this game. He was safe the whole time. Lefty is ready. Fires that outside for a ball. Just hands off controller, 3-0. Nope, just kidding. He'll punch that out into right field. That is gone. 2-run home run ties the game. I mean, if you're going to jump on it, you better be right, and he was right. Phillies tie things up at 3. He just got out there into the second row above that slightly higher wall with the out-of-town scoreboard. And some 2-out damage for Philadelphia. Oh my goodness, I thought he was going to get burned worse with that one. Nice job by the center fielder there. Michael Bourne doesn't make any bad decisions or poor plays. Just make sure that he gets the ball. Let it be a single. There's no sense in letting a single turn into something way worse with an unnecessary dive. Here's the lefty to face the lefty. It's inside, ball 1. What a swing the Phillies can take here. Down 3-1. Tie the game. Can they get a lead late? That is low for a ball. Two-oh count. 2 outs. A runner on first. Here's the wind of the pitch. It's inside for a ball. And low again. Neither of these pitchers can find the strike zone, Ed. It's confusing at the very least that nobody's made any sort of adjustment. The coaching staff made an adjustment by taking the starter out, but the pitchers are still throwing it all over the place, and it's not in the zone frequently enough. Two on, 2 gone. Go ahead, run in scoring position. He'll take a ball low, 1-0. Philly fans on their feet. Looking to cap off a nice comeback, a nice strike back inning. Lefty to the plate. It is swung on and missed. That pitch looked like it was pretty far outside. Obviously thought he could get to it. I just kind of got fooled. Not swinging at that thinking, let's give them a free strike. And he'll take a strike there. The 1-2. Here's the pitch. It is inside for a ball. Two and two. 2 on, 2 outs in the bottom of the second. Wind and the pitch is going to be looped out towards right field. It's kind of going. It's going. It's an out. Oh my goodness. We saw, I think we had Philadelphia at home a couple of times in the last set of series. We saw a couple of balls just keep going right in that same area. So it's not the most ridiculous thing for that to maybe have turned into a home run. I was also maybe hoping for a little bit of a swing in their favor because this game is taking a very long time. It's astonishing that we were able to get this game and the last game that we had in a row. That is an aggressive swing, but foul. Oh, and 1. The wind and the pitch. Fouled away.
That ball is foul.
Oh, and 2. That is fouled away again. Oh, it might be an out. No, okay. The third baseman seemingly came out of nowhere. I all of a sudden was going to like make that be a play. That is low. Finally has a take there. Make it 1 and 2. Here's the wind of the pitch. Swung on and missed. Shakes his head in disapproval, but did fall behind with very aggressive swings, and I just don't think he could really shake that. Got the 1 ball, but pitcher put it in a good location to induce the swing, and that's what he got. And stays in the zone for a swing there, or a strike there, excuse me. Here's the 0-1 from lefty to lefty. It's fouled away. It's an aggressive swing there with an 0-1 count on a pitch on the inside. Ow. Stop hitting your desk with your hand, please. Me, myself, and I. Here comes the 1-2 low. Make it 2 and 2. Here comes the 2-2 pitch in a 3-3 game. Does the catcher have a shot at it? He does! He dove into the stands! It's an out! He disappeared through the wall. Derek Barton will step to the plate. Another lefty for Chicago. Wow. What a play. Just like that, 2 gone. That is way outside for ball 1. And that's hit right to the shortstop. Scoops it cleanly and fires to first in time for out number 3. So a very nice defensive play by the catcher. And very kind walls to Philadelphia. Posada, Torres, and Inge. Sean spells his name correctly. Burnett, 15 games with a 5-0 record. 2 saves, a 1.35 ERA, 20 innings, 8 walks, 16 strikeouts. Swung on and missed 0-1. Falls behind. Fouled away. Ooh, inside. Got him to move the feet. A little surprised he didn't hit him. That one stays upstairs. 2 and 2. Philadelphia looking for a walk-off win here. They trailed 2-0 and then 3-1. And a big swing from Posada leads to the strikeout, 1 away. Couldn't even get a piece of it. Didn't look terrible on the replay. PSG really working hard to scan the disc. That is outside. Could take 1-0. That is hit well out towards left field. Does it have enough? It does! It's a walk-off! The Philadelphia Phillies, 2 in the bottom of the second. 1 more in the bottom of the third, and that will do it. 4-3 your final. I got fooled by that other one, so I thought this one was going to stay in the park, and then it just kind of kept going. Wow. That was a fun game. It is a little long. There's some very, very long at-bats. Shin-Soo Choo, 1-for-1 with a home run, knocked in 2. He is your player of the game. Jeremy Affoldt goes to 3-1. Sean spells his name correctly. Burnett does get the loss to fall to 5-1. Torres's and Choo's 6th home run of the season. Philadelphia 4, Chicago 3. Phillies earned themselves a sweep of the Chicago Cubs. 8-5. The score, total score. Philadelphia with 3 home runs in the series to 0 for Chicago. All right. Well, that was a fun one. Let's see what happens here as we continue on down. Royals over the Guardians 9-0. Thank goodness I did not watch that game. The records are like kind of surprising. The Cleveland has kind of fallen off a cliff. They had first place for so long and then just have not been able to hold it. And the Royals have done a good job at making sure to take advantage of that and bury Cleveland in the standings. We are heading to Houston. Marlins and the Astros for our third game of the day. As you see, the Mariners, not the Marlins, the Mariners, lead the American League West, though that grip has loosened a little bit. Only a game up on the Athletics. Thanks again, everybody, for hanging out. While you're watching the load screen, be sure to give the video a thumbs up if you're having a good time. Subscribe if you're new. I appreciate you spending some time here with me today on this Monday evening. Houston and Florida. Houston's a game over 500 at 31-30. Florida is 36-25. They are chasing down the Phillies in the National League East. They would need a win here to keep pace. The Florida Marlins lineup looks like this. Greg Hamlin in center. Todd Helton is the DH. Alex Rodriguez at third. Pat Burrell in left. Garrett Jones in right. Paul Konerko is at first. Orlando Cabrera, the shortstop. Jesus Flores is behind the dish, and Danny Espinosa is the second baseman. It'll be a right-handed pitcher for Houston because of where Todd Helton is located in the lineup. And then Greg Hamlin feels like the third different center fielder the Marlins have had, or it's either center fielder number 3 or they're back to their first, and I forgot who it was. Daniel Hudson is 6-5 with a 3.75 ERA. 12 games, 36 innings, 30-12 and 35 hits, walks, and strikeouts. You like seeing that he has more strikeouts than hits given up? That's good stuff. There's a look at the defense for whatever team. The Astros. The pitch is one pitch, one swing, and 1 out. on a skip. Wasn't sure that he was going to be able to get to it. Wasn't sure that he was going to be able to get the throw there in time. It's on a hop. I think it also didn't quite look that good in real time. Todd Helton batting .284, 7 RBI, no home runs, no stolen bases. We talk about it every time we see these Marlins. They just do not do a good job at helping out Alex Rodriguez, who has an incredible looking average, but feels like he should have way more in terms of RBI, and this is why. 2 pitches, 2 swings, and 1 out, 1 error. Safe. Alex Rodriguez, speaking of, batting over 420 RBI, 8 home runs. Here's the righty. He'll wind and fire. Gets a strike at the low part of the zone. 0-1. And that's outside for a ball. That'll be rolled to the shortstop. Underhands it to second. Around the horn to first. And that will do it. So Alex Rodriguez does not pick up a hit there. And it'll just be the 1 error for Houston, but it's erased pretty quickly. And some would say actually almost immediately. No score heading to the bottom half of the first. Houston Astros going to be led off by Sean Figgins. He is a switch hitting third baseman, followed by Fukudome. Kosaka? Kosuke? Fukudome? The designated hitter. Matt Holliday in left, Carlos Quinton in right. Billy Butler at first, Colby Rasmus is in center, Omar Infante at second, John Hester is behind the dish, Marco Scudero the shortstop. And that is your Houston Astros lineup for today. Starting pitcher for the Miami Marlins is dun 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 Jared Weaver, 10-2 with a 3.67 ERA, 12 games, so 34.1 innings pitched, 35, 15, and 26 hits, walks, and strikeouts. Figgins leading off, 18 stolen bases. My goodness. Here's the right-hander. Winds and fires. It is outside for a ball. Weaver. Ready. And gets the outside corner for a strike. Weaver sets and fires. Swung on and missed for a strike. 1-2. Nobody out. So we're just underway here in the bottom of the first. Those of you just joining us, thank you for just joining. Appreciate it. Here comes the 1-2 to Figgins. It is a called strike 3. He did not take the bat off his shoulder. It wasn't a bad call. I mean, that looked like it was right where it needed to be. He looked like he turned like he disagreed with it, but I don't know why you're not swinging. Fukudome stepping up with 1 gone here. Weaver readies the pitch. It's on the way inside. Didn't hit him, but it was a curveball that was not particularly good. That is inside as well, so Weaver loosen it a little bit here against the lefty. Had some good-looking pitches against Figgins, but cannot replicate that same success. 2-0 as he shook off the catcher. That'll bode well. And it did not. He left a pitch in a hittable spot. Fukudome took advantage of it, knocked out a single into right. And the Astros pick up the first hit of the game here in the bottom of the first. Matt Holliday, 5th in the NL. That can't possibly be true. Here's the wind and the pitch. It is outside for a ball. It's a good eye there. I thought it was going to be in a good hittable position, but slid outside and bam, 1-0. Weaver sets and fires inside, gets the strike on the edge. 1-1. I wonder if the team I was trying to think of earlier was Pittsburgh. They're going to put a runner in motion, throw down to second, not in time. And Fukudome picks up a stolen base on a swinging strike, by the way. Not sure what's going on with the lighting and the shadowing in there. I don't actually think that was Flores' fault. It was a really good jump and a really good... That's upstairs for a ball. That's a good one, walk-off. 2-2. 1 on, 1 out. Ooh, would have been tempted to swing at that one. But it did stay high. Full count now, 3-2. Oh my goodness, Houston! That's 2 already here in the first inning. It's a beautiful pitch by Weaver, but you gotta try and get a swing off. But if it's that good of a pitch from Weaver, maybe it buckles you and there's just nothing you can do. Carlos Quentin looking to give the Astros the early lead, batting .204. Weaver sets and fires. It'll be right at the letters for a strike. That is outside for a ball. One and one. That's a good take low. 2-1. Accurate Carlos Quentin batting stance. That's outside. I mean, that was how you advertised accuracy in your sports games. We got the real pros to give the moves and give the shots. It's like maybe not every. There's so many like behind the scenes sports things that we watch on like PS2 era demo discs that are like, we brought in the real athletes and made sure to get their stuff in the game so it's as realistic as possible. Billy Butler batting .371. What can he do for the Astros here? 2 on, 2 out. Bottom of the first. That is sliced foul. I don't know why I asked that like a question. Like, it is? Oh. Whatever could it be? Will it be sliced foul? 0-1. Here's the wind and the pitch. It is outside. Here's a 1-1. And Houston has been kind of passive on some of the pitches. I wonder if it's Weaver mixing up his stuff well enough to fool them. But Houston's been really passive at times. There's a foul off. Spoils that one. And that one stays upstairs. 2-2. Weaver is weaving a gem. That's a good way to phrase it. Weaver's weaving a gem out there, folks. That's what you would say before going to commercial. New, a Jack in the Box. They're going to put the runners in motion, unsurprisingly. Full count with 2 away. Why not? Up the third baseline, foul. And it will be a walk. So he walks, the bases loaded. So what? Between the Cubs, the Phillies, and the Astros, or the Astros, we have seen a lot of long at-bats. See what Rasmus can do here. They were able to get the bases loaded, but 2 outs does not give them much room for error. Here's the wind of the pitch from Weaver. It's hit into left field. It'll score at least 1. They will send the second runner around. The throw is in and not in time. What? It was in time. What happened? He turned and looked the other way, didn't he? Yep, he went to defend the plate and just looked the other way. Omar Infante, 307 average, 1 home run, 12 RBI. Just the 1 runner in scoring position. Good, smart base running from Houston. They send the runner from second all the way around. It should have been an out, so maybe it's not that smart a base running. What I wanted to point out was that they didn't try to advance the runner from running from first all the way to third. They stopped him at second and just let it go. Here's the wind and the pitch, and that is hit out to foul territory in left field. Here's the 0-2. Into right field. That'll get down for a hit. It'll score 1. It will likely score a second. And it is 4 runs of 2-out damage for the Houston Astros, even though it should only be 1 run. Go back to that second run, and the Marlins player just, I'm defending over here. Will they slide in behind him? That is hit foul. We will be heading to New York to watch the Yankees take on the Athletics. A game that might have had a little bit more weight depending on that AL East matchup that we were talking about, the Blue Jays and the Orioles. Athletics chasing down the Mariners. Mariners play the somebody. I forget who. Doesn't really matter. 1-2. Still the 2 gone. Runner on second. Here's the wind of the pitch. It is rolled to the first base side. Picks it up cleanly, underhand toss to the pitcher covering, and that will do it. So 4 runs on 3 hits, a couple of walks issued. Burrell, Jones, and Konerko stepping up. Here I can look. Oh, they are playing the Tigers. Oh, it's because it's in Seattle. They threw me off because we watched the Mariners play the Tigers earlier, but it was in Detroit. Four nothing and a ball and no strikes to the leadoff hitter, who keeps that fair up the third base line. Maybe not the kindest bounce off that little jut outside. I am surprised that was a fair ball. Garrett Jones, 354 average, 5 home runs, 25 RBI, 3 stolen bases. Also, we might have commentators cursed Weaver, by the way. Walk-off. Weaver is weaving a gem, then he gave up 4. Not all of them his fault, though. You can credit at least one of those to the game itself, which ironically would have ended the inning, so it would have been just 1-0. That's outside for a ball. That's outside as well. You'd like to see this pitcher be way more aggressive in the zone. You're working with a 4-0 lead. There is no reason for you to be this passive or this cute trying to work the outside edges. Just, if you're going to go, go. Let it rip. Worst he's going to do is make it a 2-run game. Here's the pitch. It's a swing and a miss on the outside. Really work that outside edge. Maybe a bit generous on the, a bit generous by the batter, giving him so many swings. And Houston can really make this game feel short if they are able to roll a 2-ball here. Instead, he'll just take a strike toward the bottom of the zone. Here comes the 0-1 inside for a ball. Foul ball. 1-2. Here's the wind and the pitch, and oh boy, gets the called strike 3 at the high inside corner. It is right on the edge. Cannot leave your at-bat at the hands of the umpire. It's there. That's just a tough break for Florida. Still working with a runner on. But 2 outs now. And fouled away. Good break for Florida there, as that would have been a brutal way to get go out of the inning. That's foul. The 0-2 is smacked out towards center field. Center fielder makes the running grab, and that will do it. Florida puts a runner on, but can't do anything with it. It's still 4-0. We will head to the bottom half of the second. Led off by Marco Scutaro, batting .260 with 2 home runs, 9 RBI, 3 stolen bases. That is high and inside for a ball. Here comes the 1-0. It's swung on and missed. See if Weaver can get back to where he started. He got those first couple outs without a ton of trouble. But then just could not find out number 3. Really needs a 0 on the board to give his team even like a feeling of hope. I would feel pretty deflated at this point to give up first. Give up 4 in the bottom of the first. At least you have the top of the second and the top of the third, but then to get a 0 like that. And that is a single out into right field. So the Astros looking to put a little bit more, damage on the board. That's weird. Haven't seen that before. What was that little... Oh, they're going to put a bunt down. Up 4 runs, you're going to put a bunt down? Weaver like kind of leaned forward weirdly. I've not seen a graphical glitch like that before. Foul up the third base line. Again, very surprised that they went for the bunt there, up 4-0. But I guess if you're up by 4, why not? Here comes the 0-2. Inside for a ball. 1-2. That is inside. Just misses the right elbow of Figgins. Or is it the left? Left elbow? Right elbow? What am I? How am I? No, it's the right elbow. Yeah, okay. Or is it this way? Here comes the 2-2. He took another strike 3 call. Wow. The Marlins will head to the bullpen to bring in a lefty, Pedro Feliciano. 14 games, a 3-0 record, a .79 ERA with 3 saves, 11.1 innings, 2 walks, 13 strikeouts. Fukudome stepping up. Now we can play the fun game of if the catcher actually bothered to get the out. We'll see how that would work out. It's not well, apparently, because the Astros keep picking up hits. Matt Holliday 0-for-1 with a strikeout. Big swing and a miss there to make it 0-1. The lefty winds and fires in for a strike toward the top of the zone. The wind and the pitch gets the foul ball. Stays alive. Here comes the lefty to the plate. It is a rolled foul. Oh, 2 inside for a ball. Finally lays off a pitch. That was a good one to lay off of. He wasn't really going to do anything with it, but lefty, big swing and a miss there. That is that is quite the swing. That pitch was pretty far outside, never really going to come across the plate. Here early on the 75-mile-an-hour changeup, notably outside the zone there. Carlos Quentin, though, a walk and a run. Batting just over 200 at 204. That is a curveball outside. I don't know about that. That is not a strike. Oh my goodness. 2 on, 2 gone. 1-1 count. The lefty to the plate is hit foul. Looked like they got out to the concourse. It wasn't going to have the height, though, because of the Crawford boxes. Didn't matter because it's just a long strike. It was foul either way. Inside for a ball. Here comes the 2-2 way upstairs. Full count from the lefty. It'll be swung on and missed. Sent the runners with the full count and 2 outs. Florida does a good job to at least, hey, they give up a couple of hits, but they don't get anywhere. 4-0. Flores, Espinoza, and Hallman? Hallman, maybe. Because it's just an H-A-L, but not a double L. Either way, it's the last chance for the Marlins, down 4. But again, we get to play that fun game of if the catcher blocked the plate correctly and got the out that they should have had, would have just been a 1-0 game. And that would have tied it. So maybe for me at the moment, we're a little thankful that the game broke. Not that we have anything against the Marlins. That was absolutely annihilated out to the Crawford boxes. But we've already had an extra innings game that was kind of on the faster side. We had a regular inning game that was on the much slower side. Here comes the 0-1. It's strike called on the outside corner. Oh, 2 misses low. 1-2. Foul, the way to stay alive. 1-2. Nobody out. Ooh, that one missed low. Maybe a little shy after giving up the solo home run to lead off the inning. Good job to foul that one off. keep this at-bat going. 2-2 the count still. Houston 4, Florida 1. And swung on and missed. Broke him down and finally got the swing and miss. Now they're saying Hall. It's not a clear cut. That's the correct way to say it. They are saying Hallman though. I don't think this is the guy you want in this position. He does not have a hit this season. His average is at 0. He needs to just keep this line moving. Here's the pitch. Ooh. Does not get the call. Inside for a ball. 2-1. Tries to go back inside. Misses again. 3-1. Okay. Pitch so bad it's good. He ends up going to that same part of the... He goes inside 3 in a row. Able to pick up the strike with a pitch so bad it was good. Full count. And that is hit to the right side. Picked up by the second baseman. Flipped over to first on a hop in time. 2 away. Todd Helton is 0 for 1. That one stays upstairs for a ball. One and 0 with 2 outs. Here's the wind and the pitch. It is hit into right field. Drops in front of the right fielder. It'll be a 2-out single to bring up Alex Rodriguez, who was 0 for 1. He was started the day batting .402. He has now dropped to a .398. Tying run on deck. A-Rod takes a pitch inside for a ball. 1-0. That is in for a strike. One and 1. The righty winds and fires low. Ball 2. The 2-1 misses inside. 3-1. Okay, now it's getting a little bit tighter here. I know you probably don't want to give up a hit to Alex Rodriguez, but you've been working the inside part of the zone to these right-handed hitters, and it has not been good in a consistent manner. A-Rod works a walk. As that pitch misses low, they will go to the bullpen. Jason Hamill, 12 games, a 7-3 record. No saves, a 4.59 ERA. 33.1 innings pitched, 10 walks, 23 strikeouts. And they need him to come up big here. Pat Burrell is 1 for 1 with a single. He has 5 home runs on the season, 21 RBI. First pitch is low. Not what you want from your bullpen arm. Ball 1. That is, that's a loud crack, but is just a foul ball. 2 on, 2 out. Tying run is Pat Burrell, and he will not get the job done. It'll be the second baseman in the right field grass, and he makes the catch. So, the game itself costs the Florida Marlins a game. They potentially still could have lost, but they would have at least had an opportunity to send this to the bottom of the third with a tie game 1-1 instead of still being down 3. Daniel Hudson, 2.2 innings pitched, 3 hits, 3 strikeouts. He is your player of the game. He gets the win to improve to 7-5. Jared Weaver falls to 10-3. Jason Hamill picks up his first save. Flores' first home run of the season. And it was a no-doubter to the Crawford boxes. Houston wins this series 2-1. 5-4 the final there. So 3. It's like a 3-0-1-0, something like that. We will head to our fourth and final game of the day. Let's see, we caught up on those scores. Nationals beat the Pirates 1-0. White Sox over the Rays 2-0. We watched the 4-1 Astros win over the Marlins. We will head to New York to watch the Athletics take on the Yankees. That first game with the Blue Jays and the Orioles. Orioles at 32-32. The Blue Jays at 30-33. If the Orioles could have taken more control, maybe even gotten a sweep of that series, could have made for a more competitive AL East, but I would guess that the Yankees will end up winning it, which isn't the worst thing in the world. It would be more fun if there was a little bit more drama built into it. The Athletics are 32-29, trailing the Mariners by 1 game. The Yankees are 35-26. They lead the AL East, and they'll probably end up walking away with it. Here's your starting lineup for Oakland. Jacoby Ellsbury in center field. He is left-handed hitter. Vladimir Guerrero in right. Kevin Youkilis at third. Adam Lind at first. Hideki Matsui is in left. Kia Kayahue is the designated hitter. Clint Barnes at shortstop. Jose Lopez at second. Brian Schneider is the catcher. See who the Yankees will be facing today. It is the right-hander, Dan Herron. Oh, excuse me, the Athletics. I apologize. Dan Herron, 6-5 with 4.75 ERA. 13 games, 36 innings. 42-13-14? That didn't sound right. 34. I was a little off. I was off by about 20. So I forgot who's the first pitcher? The home team pitcher. Come on, Sean. You only commentated several hundred of these games at this point. Swung on and missed. We are underway here in New York. Final game that we will broadcast today. We'll be back tomorrow, 6 p.m. Pacific time. If you're enjoying the content, be sure to give it a thumbs up. If you're new and you want more, hit that subscribe button. We're working our way through this season. Hopefully we'll be done with it by the time MLB The Show 26 rolls out, but if not, then we're not. It's outside. I wonder how many days it was. I wrote them all down. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So it's 7. Oh, we hit him. He hit him. He'll take his base. $17 days. Oh boy, we're gonna really need to combine some of these. Plus 24 if everything goes as far as possible, which I guess wouldn't be surprised. This game sometimes likes to be a little... Yeah, we'll see how it goes. Here's the wind and the pitch. That's high and outside for a ball. They're going to put the runner in motion, and Guerrero's going to do a nice job to make sure he gets to second. No problem by getting it into left field. Would have liked to see him try to go to third. There wasn't. It's good base running because it's not a terrible out. But I'm sure Guerrero would have liked to see that get into a gap just away from the defender. That is into the right center gap. We don't have a thing, so they're going to send him around home, maybe? Here's the throw in, and it is... He didn't get a good jump because of the... Because the player made a leap at the ball. They haven't given us our HUD back, or our score bug. Worst case scenario, we can just throw up the pause menu. Uh-oh. Alright, well, there we go. So it is 1-0 Oakland. It was an RBI single. Runners on first and second now. Nobody out of that pitch was out. Inside, outside? It was a ball. That's what matters. That misses low. Here comes the 2-0. It's in for a strike. I think he wanted that. He definitely wanted that pitch more outside, but it is a strike. Here comes the 2-1. It is smashed out to center field. That is going. It is gone. It is 3-0 Oakland here in the top of the first. And by 3-0, I mean 4-0. It's a 3-run home run. 3 plus 1 is 4, Sean. Get it together. I know you're tired. But you have to do basic math and can't. Maybe some more Baja would help. If you had 4 Bajas plus another Baja, how many Bajas did you have? .436 majestic feet. Wow. Hideki Matsui batting .306, 6 home runs, 17 RBI. It's weird. We don't get that. You would think that of all the glitches in this game, like the score bug thing would be more common. It's only a first or second, maybe third time we've seen it. Matsui takes a strike, 0-1. There is still nobody out. Oakland out to a 4-0 lead early in this one. Matsui, good eye. Lets that one go outside for a ball. That is a rolled foul. Up the third base line. Here comes the 1-2. It is swung on and missed. So Matsui is the first out of the inning. Kayahui steps up. The DH. Not a great looking average at just 130. But he is a recent addition to this team. I'll take a pitch on the inside corner for a strike. Here comes the 0-1. Smacked foul and slices in to the crowd. He really liked his Mountain Dew. That joke is funny. Thank you. Fouled away. The 0-2 rolled over foul. He's putting up an at-bat. I think this has been kind of his calling card, even though his average isn't looking good. When we've seen him bat, he's been putting up some good battles. Just hasn't been able to get it away from the defenders. But I think you like that. Even, hey, he has a low batting average, but he's still seeing a high number of pitches. That helps your team. It's a 1-2 count with one gone. 4-0 game here. That'll be rolled. I mean, that's a perfect example of it. The bobble, but the underhand to the pitcher covering is in time for out number 2. But still saw a decent chunk of pitches. Again, just could not get it away from the defender. To bring up Clint Barmas. Clint Barmas. Oh, Mr. Barmas. I do declare. He'll step up in the top of the first with 2 gone. That is outside for a ball. One and 0. That is low for a ball. 2-0. Gets the strike on the outside to make it 2-1. Nice patient at bat here. That one stays high and outside. Ball 3. 3-1 now. Batters love a 3-1 swing. Here's the wind and the pitch. It is hit into left field. A little too far under it. That'll be out number 3. But the Athletics score 4 on 4 hits. 3 hits. Oh, a hit batter. That's right. 3 hits and a hit by pitch. They leave the bases clear. And the Yankees have a hill to climb already. Let's see if they can do it with... That was a little early on that one. Scott Pasetnik, the left fielder. He'll lead things off, followed by Brandon Phillips at second base. Prince Fielders at first. Hank Blaylock is your DH. Marlon Byrd in center. Casey Blake at third. Miguel Tejada is the shortstop. Cody Ross in right. Giovanni Soto is the catcher. Thank you. Have a good rest of your night. Appreciate you being here. C.J. Wilson is a lefty who's 4-7 with a 4.91 ERA, 12 games with 29.1 innings pitched, 37, 8, and 28 hits, walks, and strikeouts. I think if you're the Yankees, you maybe look at this ERA, maybe not, not the best record either, and say, hey, we can get ourselves back into this game. As we take a look at the Athletics defense, if you're on the pitching side, I think you have to try and take advantage of this. Be smartly aggressive. See if you can get through some of this Yankees lineup. 1 pitch, 1 swing, 1 foul ball, 0-1. Trying to give up anything too easy, but at the same time try to be aggressive. He hit that just a little too hard. The pitcher just barely gets it He hit it a little bit too hard, but almost got bailed out with the bad animation. Anytime they toss the ball, it's just a nightmare. It took him an extra second. He's out by about half a step. Brandon Phillips is next. 294 average, 2 home runs, 5 RBI, I believe, and 3 stolen bases. He might not have had a lot of opportunities. Yeah, 5 and 3. Not a lot of opportunities with runners on. That is very nearly another home run, but that obviously, clearly, very foul. Here comes the 0-1. It is foul the other way. 0-2. The wind and the pitch is hit into center field. He'll let that drop and play it on a hop. Just a single. But it will bring up Prince Fielder. He can slice this lead in half with one good swing. One bad swing, he can end the inning. It's a lefty-lefty matchup here. Athletics pitcher winds and fires. Gets the strike call at the knees. Oh, and 1. Wind and the pitch, in for a strike. Here comes the 0-2. Oh, it gets away from the catcher, but he keeps it in front of him. Fielder actually looked like he wanted to swing at that pitch, but was able to hold it back. Catcher does a great job blocking it. I'm sure they'll just give him a check swing. It's a weird swing, but what was the count before that? It's 1-2 now. Was it 0-2? They'll put the runner in motion. The throw down is in time for the out. Pitch was likely a bit high. Should be 2-2. Flipped him on the feet. 2-2, 2 outs. Aggressive base running for the Yankees. And Fielder takes another ball. 3-2, full count. Looking for a payoff pitch upcoming, and it's going to be one of those weird things where if he gets a walk, you're all of a sudden looking at a situation where you should have 2 on with 1 out. And just kidding, he rolled it over. And you still want to force the double play with how bad this game is at turning them. The Yankees pick up a hit but can't do anything with it. Lopez, Schneider, and Ellsbury going to come up for the Athletics as the lineup will flip over. 4-0 still. Or 4-0 following a scoreless bottom of the first. Here's the wind and the pitch from the righty. And that's rolled up the third baseline foul. And that'll stay upstairs for a ball. 1-1. That one stays up high as well. Good eye for Oakland here. Drove the first pitch foul, but 2 good takes and is ahead in the count. Here comes the 2-1. Oakland did all their damage with nobody out in the first. They will get on base with nobody out for Brian Schneider. 261 average. No home runs, no RBIs, no stolen bases. That is hit out towards right field. Right fielder's going to wait. They did the same thing they did with the leadoff hitter in Vlad Guerrero in the last inning. Oakland likes this hit and run. They put the runner in motion. But this time the ball just stays in the air a little bit too much. It gets caught up in the wind. Right fielder didn't have to move a whole lot. Kelby Ellsbury. He had a hit. And then Guerrero, I'll put him in motion again. Big swing on a pitch in the dirt. It's going to be an easy safe call down at second base, but a horrible swing by Ellsbury. I don't know what was going on there. Here's the pitch coming in. Actually wasn't as bad. It looked worse when we saw it the first time. The wind of the pitch inside for a ball. Here comes the 1-1. Okay, that maybe potentially a little generous on the strike call makes it 1-2. That is rolled to the shortstop. Fires off balance over to first in time for the out. Guerrero 1 for 1 with a single. He came around to score on the home run. That is inside. Guerrero takes ball 1. See if this Yankees pitcher can get out of this jam here. It's a pretty minor jam with just one runner on. You want to put up a goose egg, especially after throwing up a goose egg offensively in the bottom half of the first. The wind in the pitch, and Guerrero drives that foul. That was a very subtle call. That's a foul ball. Usually, that's a foul ball. That's foul. Guerrero's going to drive that right back up the middle. They're not going to be able to score. Safe. That took a weird hop. I am surprised that that play was as close as it was. It's a great diving effort. It saves a run. And I mean, he doesn't even get the out at first, but it still is a worthwhile effort. So we'll see if Youkilis can get anything going. I thought that was going to get past the diving second baseman's glove. Oof, I don't know about that call. I thought that was going into center field. It was going to be a 2-out RBI single. Maybe that's the play that they need. Maybe that's the difference in the score. Oakland wasn't able to come up with that 5th run. Who knows? Stay tuned to find out. Here comes the 1-1, swung on and missed in the dirt. Inside for a ball. And that'll get rolled to the shortstop. So a good play by that second baseman saves the Yankees a run. 4 runs on 5 hits. That was 4 runs on 3 hits. So Oakland picks up a couple hits but can't do anything with it. Blaylock, Bird, and Blake. Triple B's coming up for you for the Yankees. Looking to cut into this lead a little bit. And a blazing home run RBI stat line there. Lefty-lefty matchup. And that one sails outside for a ball. Again, if you're the Athletics pitcher, you got through those first 3 batters pretty okay. You did get helped with a bad stolen base attempt, but I think you want to try to be a little more aggressive in the zone. Still working with a 4-0 lead. That'll be in for a strike. Here comes the 1-1. That'll be hit to this shortstop. He'll make the play, fires to first in time for out number 1. Nice job to come up with it, set his feet, make a good throw. Knew how much time he had. We hear that a lot in MLB, the show 25. Low for a ball, 1-0. That is rolled over to the second baseman. Fires in time to first for the outs. Casey Blake batting .250, 2 home runs, 10 RBI. No stolen bases. Here's a wind and the pitch, and it is hit into right field. That's going to hit the right center gap. Going to be a double. 2-out double for the Yankees. Second hit of the day for New York. See if they can do anything with it. Miguel Tejada's batting .292. 4 home runs, 14 RBI. That is low for a ball. One and oh. It is rolled foul up the third baseline. The lefty is set, readies and fires. That is hit into left field. They are going to send. They're going to send the runner. Oh, no, they turned him back. Okay, it was a good throw from the left fielder. I was a little surprised to see him try and take that turn around third. The game, I mean, honestly does a fairly good job at sending him back in some of the weirder situations. All right, Oakland's pitcher here just looking for out number 3. Got the first 2 going pretty quickly, but a couple of hits, a double and a single. Putting the Yankees on the verge of cutting into this lead a little bit. 4-1, 4-2, 4-3 maybe? Depending on the Cody Ross swing, low for a ball. A tying run is on deck. The lefty winds and fires. Goodness gracious, buddy, you gotta find the zone. 3-0. I mean, is this a hands-off controller moment? We saw a 3-0 go for a homer in the last game. Or maybe it was a Philadelphia game. I forget. Who can remember? Oh, that's brutal. That is brutal. 2 on, 2 out. They had runners on the corners. An ill-advised 3-0 swing. Lind Matsui. Goodness gracious. My brain was putting a Z in there that didn't exist. So Adam Lind is going to lead things off here. He has the 3-run home run. Oakland feels like they are in a very good spot here, up by 4. Guess I didn't really take into account the fact that the swing that last Yankees batter would take would be really bad. Here's the wind and the pitch. It is in for a strike. Low for a ball. Two and one. That's fouled away. Foul ball. I guess I moved my hand so like that. Say this little like keyboard thing. I keep smacking my hands on it. That is hit out towards left field. Off the out-of-town scoreboard. I don't know. Kind of looked like he stopped there. It'll be a stand-up double. So for the third consecutive inning, the Athletics put their lead-off hitter on the bases. This time it's on second base. They will go to the bullpen, the Yankees. John Martinez. Jan? Yeah, Jan. 6 games, no record, a 4.15 ERA, 4.1 innings pitched, 2 and 4 walks to strikeouts. Hideki Matsui steps up. 0 for 1 with a strikeout. Has a runner in scoring position to work with. See if they can extend this lead at all. Matsui takes a strike on the outside. 0 and 1. Righty winds and fires. That one misses low for a ball. Makes the count 1 and 1. And Matsui's going to drive that into right field. Will they hit? No, they will not head for home. As I say, hit third base and head for home, but no. Just not enough speed to get around and get home safely. Okay. Kaiahui steps up. He put up a pretty good fight last time. If he gets enough on it, he should be able to drive the run in from third. Don't know if you really want the trade, you can have 2 outs and we'll take a run. I don't know if you want that deal. I think a little extra insurance would be helpful. The Yankees can tie it on one swing. They put a couple of runners on in the last inning. I would maintain that the Oakland Athletics maybe got a little bit lucky with how aggressive the Yankees were on the base path. The righty winds and fires. That's outside. Two and 1. Whew, big old swing and a miss. Ooh, he gets a strike 3 called on the low outside corner. We've seen some... last game, Houston had a couple of 3 times, I want to say, like off the top of my head, where they were just like, ooh, you took that pitch. And we get one of those here for Oakland. So now the Yankees, complexion of this inning changes quite a bit. Though the game is so bad at double plays, you don't really trust it. It's still... Yankees can escape again with a runner on third and them not scoring. Here's the wind of the pitch. It is low for a ball. Righty winds and fires. It is foul. And foul yet again. Here's the wind of the pitch. It is swung on and missed. Oh my goodness, back-to-back strikeouts here. Jose Lopez is 1 for 1 with a single and a stolen base. That is in for a strike. Oh, and 1. Here's the wind and the pitch. It is outside for a ball. This is turning out to be a very, very good pitching change for the Yankees. I was very worried that he was going to throw like the worst pitch the worst pitch of his outing was right after I said, he's looked great. Commentators' curses turns out they exist when you're commentating digital baseball from 15 years ago. And that's what's going to happen. They'll score 1. They'll just advance the runner to second. Just needed 1 too many outs without the help of a double play. So it's 5-0 Oakland. Still a runner in scoring position. How much more could Oakland put on? Nothing there. That is in for a strike. 0-1, 2 on, 2 gone. Top 3. That is outside for a ball. Here comes the 1-1 up high. 2-1. Just needs 1 more out. Gotta try and keep this I guess at this point you'd say manageable. If you really look at how bad that last. Ooh, is that going to be enough to get them all the way? No, they'll go station to station. Throw a little up the line, but they are respecting the right fielder of the Yankees, who's had a couple good throw-ins. That one's a little up the line, but there was not enough speed to really get there, so you'd end up in that spot where the catcher's going to come up with the ball and just turn and just dive. And all of a sudden, it's like an incredible defensive play. The Athletics are not going to be able to come up with any more than just the 1. Oh, a nice catch in the gap by the center fielder. 9 hits, 5 runs. One of the runs that was scored got aboard via a hit by pitch. So you have 4 runs on 9 hits. Not exactly the ratio you're looking for, and especially when you have 4 of those on 3, so you have 1 on the next 6 hits. But we'll see if the Yankees can do anything here in the bottom half of the third. 5-0 Oakland. Thank you everybody so much for hanging out today. That is inside for a ball. Be back at it again tomorrow, 6 p.m. Pacific time. New matchups tomorrow, which is exciting. Wind and the pitch is low for a ball. He is ready with it and fires just outside. Here comes the 3-0. And it's 4-0. A 4-pitch walk. Got to get him to settle down here. You can't be messing with this. You have a 5-run lead, and that's what you're talking about. Like, look, worst case scenario, it's a solo home run. You got to go at these guys. You got a 5-run lead. You're too cute on the edges of the zone. And for a strike, 0-1. The 0-1, ooh, gets the pop-up. Catcher up the third base line, makes the grab, and 1 gone. Brandon Phillips is 1 for 1. I think it is interesting. The grass stains cover the logos, which doesn't seem to be a thing anymore. I feel like I see it when I'm playing as the Mariners. Like, we'll dive with whoever, and the Mariners logo is like crispy clean, but the dirt is behind it, and it's, I don't know. This looks a little weird. Oh, they plunked him. So a hit by pitch. Second hit by pitch of the game that we've seen. Oakland got hit in the first. Prince Fielder steps up. And Fielder gets under that one, so it's a hit. Or no, it's a walk, a pop out, a hit by pitch, a pop out. Huh. See what the Yankees can do here. 2 gone, down by 5. Bottom of the third. Last chance. And he goes low for a ball. I mean, if I'm the batter, I think I'm a little more patient. The 2 outs have been on bad swings. Otherwise, he's hit a batter, and he's walked somebody on 4 straight pitches. And instead, it'll be a ground out to the first baseman. That will do it. That out to end the inning with runners on the corners in the bottom of the second really felt like it was the nail in the coffin of this game for the Yankees. They needed to come up with a run to at least make it 4-1. And just try to keep the line moving. You don't have to, it doesn't have to be a crazy double, like 2 RBI, 2 out double, triple, whatever. It can just be a single that scores a run, maybe advances the runner to third, and just kind of try and keep that going. They were not able to do that, and they fall 5-0 as Oakland puts 1 more on the board in the top half of the third. Adam Lynn 2 for 2 with a home run and a double. He's your player of the game. CJ Wilson improves to 5-7 with the win. Dan Herron falls to 6-6 with the loss. Lynn's 8th home run of the season. The 4-game set is split between the Athletics and the Yankees. Athletics, more hits, more RBI. So was there one real weird game? I guess this one kind of helped. So what? We don't really need to go too far. 2-0 Yanks. 2-0 Yanks. 8-1 Athletics. Okay, there's the anomaly. Okay. Let's go ahead and just double check. Sim to the dates. Ooh, Mariners lose to the Tigers. And the Athletics beat the Yankees, so that means that they are both 33-29. Oh, wait, hold on. We're skipping a bunch of stuff here. Hold on. My bad. Where were we? Did we catch up on... Who'd we have last? Oh, we had Marlins Astros. Reds beat the Diamondbacks 4-1. That's not good for the Diamondbacks. They need some of these wins because they're tracking down the Colorado Rockies, who pick up a victory 2-1 over the Braves. I mean, that's the win that you're looking to just keep pace with. Yankees over the Athletics 5-0. Angels over the Twins over the Angels 2-0. Dodgers beat the Mets 1-0. Cardinals over the Padres 1-0. Giants beat the Brewers 3-2. Tigers over the Mariners 3-0. And that will do it. We are winding things down here. We've got about, that's 1, 2, I think 3 weeks, 21 days left of our season. 20 days left. Oops. And that will do it. Thanks everybody so much for hanging out. Hopefully you enjoyed. Oh, I got to save. Come on, Sean. We got to go to save slot 8, and then we'll get the heck out of here. Oops, don't do that. Save the game, please. Oh my gosh. The power of the PlayStation 2 read-to-memory card leaves a lot to be desired. I don't think you realize it until you're like, I gotta wrap this up, and it takes forever. Anyway, thank you all so much for hanging out. Hopefully you enjoyed. If you did, give the video a thumbs up. If you're new, please subscribe if you would like more. You can ring the bell. You'll be notified when I post new videos. MLB 11, the show is Sunday through Wednesday and Friday at 6 p.m. Pacific time. Through the month of February, we're going to be running March Mascot Madness games Thursday and Saturday at that same time, 6 p.m. Pacific time. If that sounds interesting to you, check those videos out. You can fill out a bracket if you would like to join in March Mascot Madness, which tips off on February 27th at noon Pacific time, streamed live here on youtube.com/ShaunosaurusRex. Thank you again, everybody, so much for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed. We'll catch you tomorrow for more baseball action. Good night and good sports. Goodbye.